Hi everyone, my name is Skylar Hicks. I'm a nurse at Lakeland Regional Hospital and I'm a BSN student at Polk State College. I'm enrolled in the Nursing Leadership and Management class, and for this class I was tasked with giving a YouTube presentation based on the aging nursing workforce. Well, it was the aging workforce in general, but I took this to mean the aging nursing workforce. For this presentation, I'll be referencing a 2013 article entitled The Aging Nursing Workforce, a Global Challenge. So when discussing the nursing workforce, we need to discuss the population in general and how that population is aging. Due to decreased mortality rates and decreased fertility rates in developed countries, like the United States and like many European countries, our population is aging, and we do not have a younger workforce to take over their positions. So our population looks kind of like an inverted pyramid. So at the top, we have lots of older individuals, and at the bottom, younger individuals who aren't having children. Older individuals are not dying, younger individuals are not having kids. So we kind of have a problem, quite a conundrum. So as this continues to happen, these older individuals will require more and more medical interventions. This is going to create quite a strain on the medical community in general, but it's also a problem because these people are getting older, but so are the nurses who are supposed to be taking care of them. Living in Florida, the home of the retirement community, we see this all the time. A lot of our nurses are older. A lot of our population is older. In the ER, I see this a lot, especially during flu season, because it hits right during winter when they all come down and they're all getting sick and they have a lot of comorbidities and they can't get well as quickly as a younger individual. So the average age of a nurse in 2010 in the United States was 47 years old. And by 2025, it's estimated we will be a 250,000 nursing shortage, which means we're going to need 250,000 nurses that we do not have. This is in part due to the aging nursing workforce. A lot of them are retiring and there's not enough people to take over their positions. It's going to take innovating nursing leaders in hospital management in order to combat this problem. But then again, we run into this same issue. These nursing leaders, these hospital managers, are also older. They're also retiring. Back in 2009, it was predicted that 75% of nursing leadership would be retiring by 2020. That's next year. Now, due to the downturn in the economy at the end of the decade, a lot of people did delay retirement, but they can't put it off forever. Hospitals have to look at trying to retain the aging nursing workforce, at least for a period of time until they can train new ones. And at the same time, they have to create the succession plan for those younger individuals to take over the older individuals' jobs. Now, how do they retain the aging nurse? Well, they can start by creating more flexible work schedules. Right now, the average nurse works 3 12-hour shifts. And it's been proven that because of these long shifts, it contributes to compassion fatigue, medical errors, and really just patient dissatisfaction in general. And this is at any age, but these long shifts become almost intolerable as you get older. By creating more options for 8-hour shifts for these older individuals, and also creating a kind of like retirement plan, so they can a phased retirement, so they can start working less hours, but they're still there to contribute their knowledge to the younger generation. They can retain older nurses and they can work for longer periods of time. The other issue that hospitals have to look at is creating a healthy work environment for all nurses, but also the older nurse. One of the big problems in nursing in general is bullying, but this is a major issue for older nurses. If they feel like their experience doesn't matter to management and to the younger nurses in general, they don't feel valued, why would they stay? They're at the retirement age. Why would they delay retirement any further in order to just help out? So a lot of them leave. Finally, we have to talk about putting in place a succession plan. These older nurses have a vast amount of knowledge that can only be learned from experience. They are such an asset when on the floor, in the emergency department, really anywhere in the hospital. When the going gets tough as a younger nurse, who am I going to go to when there's things I just don't know? There's experiences I've just never had. Who answers my questions? These older nurses. In any conflict, in any time of stress, they're usually always the ones who are on the unit very calm, and they act like they've been there before. Because they have, a lot of times. They have so much knowledge that they can give to all of the younger nurses, and that needs to be valued, and somehow that knowledge needs to be passed on, whether through like a mentoring type situation that the hospital puts in place, or just trying to retain these nurses for longer so they can pass it on to more younger nurses. This succession plan is especially important when we talk about leadership management positions, as a large amount of these older nurses are retiring basically all at once. We're putting younger, newer nurses into positions that they don't feel fully qualified and prepared for. So there needs to be a plan on how to train them. Those older nurse managers need to stay on for a period of time so that the younger nurse managers can learn from them, train underneath them. That way there's an easy transition of knowledge and also of power, and there's not like a vacuum after that older nurse leaves. Everybody's on the same page, everybody's doing things the same way, or maybe with some slight innovation, but we're not rocking a whole boat. So these are just some ways we can combat the aging nursing workforce, but to do it for long term, it's going to take a lot of innovation from the younger generation and the older, a lot of hard work and a lot of collaboration between younger nurses, older nurses, a lot of sharing of knowledge so that we can discover new solutions for this ever-growing problem that's probably only going to get worse. Thank you, and I'm Skylar Hicks again. Thanks for listening, guys.